Welcome to Fast Effect Double Speed Magic the Gathering. Here we have Dom on Monkeystill versus Matt on Aluren. Marquee is incorrect there, actually. On Aluren. Similar to you could tell in some regard, it is a blue-green combo deck. So this one's going to be using a lot more creatures. I mean, you've got Icefang Codals, Baleful Strixes, Euro, Birds of Paradise. I mean, there's a ton of creatures in there, but ultimately looking to land an Aluren and combo off Monkeystill. Not a lot of cards to work with here. This is not ideal. Birds of Paradise. Brainstorm right off the top, not even trying to hide it. Got the fetch land. Brainstorm plus fetch. The best combo in the game. Just actually makes decks work so much. This format, thanks to the mana base. Just consistently be able to make awesome things happen. Towards the Plowshares, takes out that Birds of Paradise. That has a ton of snow basics now. Able to get a Euro. Oh, which gets dazed. That's a thing that we don't see that often. Dazed and then surgical extraction. So daze, unable to pay the one. There's still an Aluren. I mean, this could be over just the very next turn. This is super dangerous. 1 mana. That'll be it. Murktide Regent shows up, however, exiling 5 cards, so that's an 8/8. Is immune to Abrupt Decay. No black mana here. Endurance. Got a Ponder. Kind of a marginal decision there. Whether or not to shuffle those lands back into the deck. I mean, they'd go onto the bottom, so you'd need another shuffle effect, like a Ponder. Birds of Paradise. Yeah, it's KO'd as well. Both of these threats, both of these potential blockers annihilated. We got a Brainstorm. Oh, and I didn't quite catch what happened there. It looks like perhaps that Brainstorm got countered. But the Murktide Regent taking down the game. Just a huge threat. For just 2 mana. I mean, it feels reminiscent of Dig Through Time in terms of the power level. However, instead of generating card advantage and doing some degenerate stack-based things, you just derping it. You're just smacking them in the face for 8 damage at a go. Very often. I mean, surprising amount of the time, this thing comes in with all 5 +1/+1 counters. And an 8/8, I mean, that's bigger than Gristlebrand. This thing absolutely turns sideways with violent intentions. Misty Rainforest fetches here for Matt. Both players playing pretty quickly. This is game 3, hence the Surgicals in Dom's deck. That is not a main deck inclusion. Standstill. Icefang. Endurance, that new incarnation. They're all really strong. Endurance, probably the best of them right now in the meta. I mean, a 3/4 for 3 with Flash and Reach is just actually fine. But the fact that you can use it for free and it interacts with the graveyard really pushes it way over the top. Black mana off of the birds. Summon its winged brethren. Baleful Strix. Happy to trade with a Murktide if it comes down to that, but it is pretty frail. I mean, just about anything will kill the 1/1. It's also an artifact. One of the easier things to remove. Soul Guide Lantern. Card mostly ran for the extra utility off of Urza's Saga land, which is probably the main selling point of this standstill list. Has the ability to run Daze and Ragavan and play an early aggressive line, but also can really do some late game kind of drowning your opponent in card advantage. Urza's Saga typically going to be getting Retrofit or Foundry off of that third act. Pyroblast. Such a really just versatile card. Creature removal and counter spells. Pyroblast, one of the best counters in the format. There's you go, another 5/5. Oh, that feels a little bad. Endurance could have potentially prevented this Murktide from being castable, or certainly as large as it is. That he's looking like he'll just be a speed bump. Tough to know when to actually play that Endurance in this type of matchup. It's really just the Murktide. You'd need like 3 of these guys to stand in the way of a Murktide at this point. He's just dwarfing anything on Aluren's side of the board. Some type of Death Touch blocker. Now the Ice Fang hops out. Force of Will. That was really what was needed. Another force, this time stopping the Aluren. And there's the handshake as Murktide Regent takes back the back games to win. Despite being down there, I mean, versus a really tough deck. Murktide Regent really earning his spot in the deck.